Let's set up some categories for our classes in Teacher Access Center. Under the Gradebook menu, select Setup. You will now see the following information: categories, weight, drop lowest, marking periods, and the option to exclude missing scores from the average or have missing scores count as 0 in the average. One thing to keep in mind, when you are weighting your categories for your classes, it is recommended that you not exceed weighting the categories as a total beyond the number 1 or 100%. So no matter how many categories you set up for each individual class, keep in mind that the total weight for however many number of categories you set up should not exceed 100. Let's begin by selecting our first category, which is going to be classwork. We'll go ahead and weight that at 20%. We'll choose to drop the lowest grade. Remember, when choosing to drop grades, that policy will be determined by each individual campus principal. Let's come over here to our options that we discussed earlier. Exclude missing scores from the average or missing scores counting as 0 on the average. It's recommended that you choose the default, which is to exclude missing scores from the average. This way, if you have a student absent on the day a classwork assignment is due and graded, that student will not be penalized by not being in attendance on that day. Upon that student's return to class, he will be allowed to get his grade and not have it count against his average as a missing score. Missing scores are counted as 0 against the average. This is the reason why we want to use this default option. Now we'll go ahead and submit this category. To add additional categories, let's click on the Add a New Row button. The next category we're going to select is Daily Work, and we're going to weight this category at 25%. We'll elect to drop 2 of the lowest scores, and we'll use our default to exclude missing scores from the average, and submit. The final category that we're going to add is going to be Test. We're going to have our test weighted at 55%. We'll drop the lowest score, and we'll use our default of excluding the missing score from the average, and submit. Now you will notice that we've set up 3 categories for this particular class. The categories combined, weighted, equal 100%. Our first category is classwork, which is 20%. Our second category is daily work, which is 25%. And our final category is tests, which we're counting as 55%. This number totals 100. This is how you set up categories for your classes.